hold on. I guess this is it. All right. Peace. We are doing a mic check. All right. Make sure my technicals are in place. All right. So we can get active. All right. I don't know what this thing is looking like, but it's looking like something. I'm not even sure. But anyway, we're making it happen. All right, family. This is Professor Griff, and of course, this is the masses. All right. If you're watching this, you're probably seeing this on IG and or YouTube, Facebook via Horns in the game. Yeah, that was a long time ago, bro. Via Serious Smile, but shout out to Kalaji, Black Power Media Reloaded. I'm going to do something different today. We're going to talk about the ban on TikTok. All right, so everyone gather your information. I know a lot of y'all are kind of punch drunk from doing all the holiday shopping over the weekend, but don't worry about that. We're going to raise the vibrational pitch of your thinking into the mind of the creator, and we're going to make this happen. Is that cool? All right. In the meantime, between time, we're going to take a quick, not commercial break, but we're just going to take a quick break. And yeah, I'm going to dive into this video. Let me see if I could do this like real quick. Like if I could do that over here and do this like that. All right. Anyway, shout out to everybody in the building. Let's first see who's in the building. Shout out to Quan. Quan, I hope you out there. Hope we got this one right. All right. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Where y'all checking in from? Let's do that first. Let me make sure I give a decent greeting and shout out to everybody that's in the building real quick. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully I got the technicals right. All right. Let me see. Let me get my banner right. All right, so listen, I don't know about some of y'all, but I did an all-nighter. I'm like kind of, Anyway, Louisiana checking in. All right. Tabitha in the building, for real. All right. Raleigh, Ether, what's good with you? Raleigh, North Carolina. Hold on, let me go over here. Sub 9, what's good with you? All right. Nashville, Tennessee. Valdosta, Georgia. All right. Kimberly, Alabama. Now, you got Jordan King. Let me know where that's at. I don't even know where that's at. Pittsburgh, of course. Pittsburgh in the building. Boston, always checking in. Beantown. All right. Beantown in the building. Dallas, Texas. Georgia, by the way of the BX. All right. New Orleans in the building. All right. Queens, New York. All right, shout out to Queens. All right. The Shy, Philadelphia in the building. Philadelphia in the building. All right. Dang, I'm just messing things up over here. For real. All right. Check one. I want to make sure my technical is right. All right. Carrollton, Georgia, by the way of New Jersey. Master Lee, what's good with you? All right. So in the meantime, in between time, of course, we already know the BX, Clintonville, Wisconsin. Yeah, you got to school us to where Clintonville is out. Yeah, we don't. Brooklyn's in the house. All right, where my Long Island people at? Detroit, of course, today. All right. Philly. All right, so we got a special treat today. We're going to be talking about the TikTok ban. We're going to dive into that. But prior to that, we're going to see if we can check out Professor Griff's video that I've been working on all night up until 4:30 this morning. All right. Sometimes what is the this alchemical kind of formula? Alchemy being turning lead into gold. Well, we do that with the human being on a spiritual level, but when you actually have scraps and pieces of other videos and stuff that you shot, other stuff that you've shot, like during the course of your time recording, you might shoot a little something there, but to come together and put it all together to make something out of nothing, that's alchemy. Turning base lead into gold. Well, we took that idea last night and put it together, some of our skills together, in this video that we put together for my new song, Ascension. So I'm going to go over here and share my screen. All right, we're going to do it like that. And we're going to do it like that. We're going to make it look like that. And we're going to see if we can turn this around so everyone on IG can see it. I don't know how this is going to look. I'm kind of freestyling it right now. All right. I'm trying to give everybody on IG at least a glimpse of it or what it's going to look like. But anyway, fam, check the video out. Let me get a couple of things together over here on the technical side of things. And we're going to make it happen. All right. Let me see if I can do this. All right, cool. Shout out to Rashida Ali, who joined me on my song Ascension. Shout out to my man Shane Shakur, who we worked all night on this video. And make sure y'all check me out on Bandcamp.com. That's Professor Griff on Bandcamp.com. Let's check this out. Vibrate higher with pure intentions, striving always as I embrace my ascension. Inhale and exhale, activating every dimension. I walk this path and I rise beyond all apprehension. Look inward for conviction, growing strong with each and every trial. I find my redemption. I'm in tune. I have a deep spiritual connection, activating all 7 senses. Deeper comprehension. I'm guided by my soul's direction. All right. That's my offering. And my offering is simply ascension. Giving you something to help you raise the vibrational pitch of your thinking into the mind of the creator. All right. And of course, if you are a princess, a sister, a princess, a goddess, all right, your the essence of who you are doesn't necessarily have to live in the spirit and the frequency and the vibration of anything anything negative, anything that don't serve your best and highest good. This is the ascension, coming from the lower chakra to the crown chakra and returning. All right. The energy flows from the crown to the root and from the root to the crown. But that's my ascension. Shout out to Rashida Ali, beautiful sister who warmed that song up with that beautiful flute playing. She's a flautist, and you know, you don't find too many flautists in because they've taken the music classes out of the hood, out of black schools, that kind of thing. So that sister is representing on a whole different level with the flute. But that's my offering. It's called Ascension. Make sure you'll go to bandcamp.com, ProfessorGriff.bandcamp.com. Support it. All right. Anyway, fam. All right. Like I said, that ended up being cut and finalized and rendered at 4:30 this morning. So give thanks, fam. All right. So this idea of this TikTok ban. Yeah. Okay. I had some information up that I just got totally sidetracked and lost last night. I'm studying last night at the same time putting the show together for today, trying to get the video done. All my information is gone. All right, but anyway, we'll make it happen. All right, anyway, so from what I can gather from this whole TikTok ban, I know and understand that TikTok. Oh, whoa! Don't do that yet. Hold on, not yet. Hold on. TikTok is not only in the United States, but TikTok is in several other places throughout the world. When I was watching the news and doing a little bit of research for this, I noticed that Trump is kind of hesitant, and his staff is kind of hesitant about going full throttle with banning TikTok. Meeting with the owners of TikTok, and I said last night, shout out to everyone that was on in my class last night, the algorithm mindfuck class last night. Beautiful class. Thank you to everybody that showed up for the class. Shout out to Johnny Taylor and Little Goddess. Shout out to Quan. Shout out to everyone that assisted. Double B showed up. Shout out to everyone that assisted and in making that happen. It's not a me thing, it's a we thing. All right, and I think that's how it should work. So, I said last night in the class, when they sent their best to try to shut down TikTok, they was unsuccessful at doing that. When they was unsuccessful at doing it because they didn't understand the complexity of the particular algorithm that the people that put TikTok together, the engineers, the social engineers, the tech engineers that put TikTok together, they didn't understand the complexities of the algorithm, so they couldn't shut it down. Then they turned around and started fabricating madness with their bots and with their people coming on, their trolls coming on TikTok, creating drama, havoc. You know how they do. Then they turned around, and because they couldn't crack the code, what they tried to do is they tried to buy it. And then when they got that desperate, they just said, well, we're just going to outright use our money to buy off politicians in America that help pass laws in America. We're just going to outright ban it. All right. Couldn't go behind the scenes and shut it down. Didn't understand it. All right. Couldn't ban it, couldn't do whatever, couldn't buy it. and now all of a sudden you're turning back around with a new administration coming in. You thought you're thinking that you might be able to get ahead of the game in order to kind of just ban it outright, stating to the American people that how dangerous TikTok is. Well, let me say something right here. If you think TikTok is that damn dangerous because TikTok armed young people with information to help educate old people and older people, not elders, older people, because you're old, that don't mean you're older, that don't mean you're an elder. All right, let's understand that. So the masses of young people were getting educated via TikTok. So I'm just saying, if you're going to ban TikTok, you might as well ban Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and the rest of that madness. No, but because you own those other platforms and you're using that to control the narrative, and you're using that basically as a form of mind control because of what was going down not only in the Congo, South Africa, and other places around the globe, especially in Gaza, but because young people were getting educated about global events, probably one of the rare times in history that young people was able to click on their phone and have someone reporting to them live via their platform from Africa or Gaza or any other place. All of a sudden now, an app becomes a threat to you. So come on, y'all see the game here. Y'all see how this thing is playing out. All right, but we shouldn't fall for the okie doke. And I'm saying right now, we should know and understand. Let's go to TikTok class. All right, let's sit in some of the meetings and how to figure out how we can have a dozen TikTok apps operating and working at the same time so we could begin to arm the masses of our people with information. Because we see what they're trying to do. They don't want us to see the truth as to what's going on in some of these places around the globe. All right. I'm doing a special broadcast Wednesday on the whole idea of reparations and what the world actually owes Africa in reference to reparations. All right. Now, this was done through AI. So this has nothing to do with them old ass, sellout ass Negroes that are sitting in some smoke-filled back room, taking them people's money to lie to black people about what we're owed and how difficult it's going to be to distribute money to black people that was victims of not only the African black worldwide global Holocaust, but we paid a hell of a cost, as Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad would say. All right. So let's understand this particular dynamic. So then what some people decided to do is just use AI. You use AI for everything else. So they decided to put that information in AI and see what AI would spit back out to give us an accurate account of how much money black people around the globe are owed. You see, with our narrow-mindedness, we only tend to look at America when we start talking about reparations. But black people were affected coming out of the off the continent. All right. Every place you go, black people are affected because of the color of our skin, because of who we are. Lies have been told about. Shout out to N-Cobra. Give thanks. Shout out to N-Cobra, and shout out to all of those other organizations that have constantly fought to keep the idea and the concept of reparations in the hearts and on the minds of our people, because we are owed. And some of y'all said, I don't know how they're going to split the money up and giving money to black people is like doing this and yada, yada. You ain't said that about Ukraine. You ain't said that about people that are committing genocide. So how come every time when it comes to talk about giving black people something, you always got a way to dig up a Negro somewhere, dust them off, have them take that old raggedy ass, old ass suit out of the closet from the 70s to speak ill of black people, to say why we shouldn't get reparations? And I could give you at least 100 reasons why we should get reparations. All right. We could start talking about the theft of African consciousness and what you brought out of Africa to build the rest of this globe, to build the rest of the world. Yes, Africa is old. And if you want to get technical about it, Africa is old by some of the quote unquote sellout ass Africans that was assisting these people and doing what they did to our people. We're not letting them off the hook, like we're not letting you off the hook. Plain and simple. All right. We'll talk about that on Wednesday. Right now, this idea of the ban on TikTok is actually a ban on information. All right. And being one of the ministers of information, I'm not only the only professor. Professor Black Truth is out there. There's other professors that are out there that are on the front lines making it happen on these digital front lines in these digital streets. All right. Stop being so narrow-minded, family. It's and both. You got a university, you could have more than one professor. People ask some trolls and some imps text me asking me, well, what do I think about Professor Black Truth and this other professor and these other? I don't mind them being in the same university. What's wrong with that? Y'all know y'all need to stop. But me and Professor Black Truth are not falling for the madness. It is what it is. Everyone that has a YouTube channel or that's on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you broadcast it from, people have their own way of doing things in their own style and their own way of bringing information. Mine just so happen to be a little bit more raw than other people. That's just my way. That doesn't discount Professor Griff or discount anyone else. I'm just saying to you, the information needs to be brought to the forefront and kept on the hearts and minds of the people. Banning TikTok is banning a form of censorship and banning other forms of information. Today is TikTok. Tomorrow is what? Answer that question for me. Y'all know I've been put in damn internet jail so damn long. I don't know. I think this is a damn monthly occurrence for me. This is very real dynamic in how this is being played out. If we sit back and allow them and don't study how they're banning TikTok, they're coming after your channel next. All right. These community guidelines. Have you been following how these community guidelines play out? Ask some of the people on here that's been banned off of some of these platforms. And I wasn't even really a big TikTok dude. I just now figured out how to use TikTok. I just thought TikTok was like Snapchat and some of these other, I thought it was for kids. Until somebody sent me a video and I'm like, oh, so this is where they are having real conversations over here on TikTok. I'm like, oh, okay. So I made up my point at least 3 or 4 times a week to go over there and see what's going on. Some people are actually on TikTok, like putting it down, like, yeah, making it happen. So now we got Threads, and now we got other platforms that are coming up. So listen, if you just started out with Facebook, and you start drawing a line to everything that Facebook owns, you'll start to see the web of control. All right. So why don't we do that real quick before I play this clip? Facebook. What else does Facebook own? I wanted to talk about the DARPANet yesterday in my class. I didn't get around to it because we had so much information that needed to be, instead of a 2-hour class, it needed to be a 3-hour class. It was just so much information. All right. Meta. They're now Meta. What else do they own? Facebook owns Instagram. So right now I'm on Facebook, and over here I'm on Instagram, broadcasting. What else does Facebook own? Facebook owns WhatsApp. Exactly. So now, if you start and you go over to YouTube, what else does YouTube own? And so we could show you that all of these people know one another, in cahoots with one another. In a minute, where you going to broadcast? Where am I going to broadcast? Unless you follow the community guidelines. So my question to you is, what community? Are we sitting in the back room helping to shape and form those community guidelines and how we speak to one another and the degree of truth that we have to tell one another? Because there's a certain way that black people have to speak to other black people, because we're broadcasting from a soul level. I got to say what I got to say to touch your soul, because a lot of you all might dismiss me if you stay up in your head. I'm asking you to kind of lend aspects of your heart. And then deeper than that, we got to bring some soul. We got to look fly, sound fly. We got to say it in such a way. We got to be jovial, tell some jokes every now and then. You understand what I'm saying? Hit you with the hard truth. Use some slang, some ebonics, some other stuff in order to broadcast, because we got to speak to a degree, through a degree of ignorance. Not calling you ignorant, but I'm just saying. And then we got to navigate the digital racism, white supremacy in order to communicate so they won't shut the channel down. You know how many times I've got my channel shut down? Then you got to beg them people to come back online, to get back on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Look at some of the people that's been banned. I think Reza, I believe, had to switch his channel up at least a dozen times under a different name. So this is real. We have to be able to communicate with one another. Now, listen, I applaud sensible, clear, precise, truth-worthy journalism. I never took a journalism class. I would have liked to. I've never been, I know some people that have, and what they can do with a camera and a damn microphone, it just, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. That's just not me. You understand what I'm saying? I came out from the hood, as y'all know, having to speak up and out for our people about subjects and topics that the vast majority, the overwhelming vast majority of the people, all right, that I was hearing, were not doing it until I shifted my focus and my paradigm and start sitting at the feet of those elders at that particular time. And I said to myself, someone needs to speak truth to power. And that's what I've been doing ever since. All right, so we run the risk of taking a chance of getting the channel shut down. Even with what I'm saying right now, you tell too much damn truth on these platforms and see if your channel won't get you. You don't have to use foul language. You ain't got to curse. You ain't got to call nobody out. I tell you what, start telling the truth on these platforms and see what happens. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't care if it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or the rest of them. So let's dive into this. You ever notice those people that never get banned and still get a check from YouTube? I think I got one check from YouTube. That shit was for like $4. And the sad part about it, and I'm sure y'all can attest to this, help me out, fam. How many times have they taken Professor Griff, hundreds of lectures that I've done, chop my stuff up, put it on their platform and their channel, and they reap the benefit financially and never send Professor Griff a dime? That's how some of y'all figured out who I was. It wasn't me. Y'all saw me on somebody else's platform. I'm not talking about the red pills, the blue pills, the black dots, the Brother Rich. I'm not talking about them. King Simon, I'm not talking about those individuals. Those individuals I know, and we work together. All right. I'm talking about some of these other people that have taken my stuff to put it on their platform to benefit financially. And not respectful enough to hit me up. Everyone has my phone number, 678-557-2919, to say, yo, Griff, I got like 2 million hits on the clip I put up of you on my channel. Yo, here's a couple of $100, bro. Thank you. Love you, Griff. No. So we have to, I'm saying all that to say that we run the risk of putting the information out there to educate our people and raise the vibrational pitch of our people's thinking into the mind of the creator, to have people come along and steal our stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Right. All right. With that said, hold on, fam. New stuff going on. I don't know, what's that about? Hold on, fam. Let me put some music behind this. So, let me just say this. No one understands the perspective in which I'm coming from, right? It's not the perspective, but it's a perspective, all right? And that's a valuable lesson that I had to learn. I don't think in my lifetime I'm ever going to settle on this fact that this idea of agreeing to disagree, unless we find a middle ground to agree on, so that we can move forward, not just staying in this whole frequency and vibration of agreeing to disagree. That's negative in and of itself. Imagine you and your mate in your home always agreeing to disagree. So if you're always going to agree to disagree, then you're always going to disagree, as long as you agree on it, right or wrong. Not good. See, that's the algorithmic mind fuck that they play. Here we go. Where we at? Could Trump prevent a TikTok ban? Yeah. There we go.
TikTok is asking the Supreme Court to pause a law that could ban the app in the U.S. President Biden signed the law earlier this year. It requires the app's Chinese-owned parent company ByteDance to sell TikTok, or it will be banned. Lawmakers who supported the bill cited the app's ties.
Whoa, y'all can't let nothing like that slide like that. Come on, y'all. Sell TikTok, or it'll be banned. Well, sell it to who? Are y'all, wait. I know you gonna say, okay, here you go, Professor Griff, but your rant. I don't listen to stuff and just let it go and just go on by me like that chick did not just say that. Sell it, or it's gonna get banned. Can you imagine the company that you built? They tell you to sell it, or you gonna go out of business? Sell it to who? I gotta play that. Y'all are killing me. Hey.
TikTok is asking the Supreme Court to pause a law that could ban the app in the U.S. President Biden signed the law earlier this year. It requires the app's Chinese-owned parent company ByteDance to sell TikTok, or it will be banned.
TikTok owned by Chinese company ByteDance. Law forces the sale or ban of the app. How about someone take that same approach to Instagram or Facebook? No? Maybe? Instagram. You either sell or we're going to ban you. What if someone said that to Zuckerberg? You either sell Facebook or we're gonna ban you. That's a hell of a thing, man. Who got that kind of power and that kind of? Ooh.
Lawmakers who supported the bill cited the app's ties to China as a national security risk.
Wow. So it's ties to a foreign entity, a foreign agency, a foreign government. But because it's tied to a foreign government, you're saying either sell it or we're going to ban it in the United States. How many other companies have sway over business and policies in the United States government that's foreign entities? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Who's that foreign entity that has sway over the United States government and its laws?
Trump said Monday after meeting with the app's CEO at Mar-a-Lago that he had a warm spot in his heart for TikTok since he believes it helped him with the youth vote.
So the youth voted for Trump by way of the only way that they was able to communicate with the vast majority of the people that would take the time to open up an environment and a space to listen to young people, and that space would be TikTok. All right? We're not saying that Rumble and Discord and some of these other environments and spaces don't exist. They do exist, but young people would rather have access and speak to one another and put their cute little dances and all that kind of stuff on TikTok. All right, that's how they communicated with one another. All right, but because Sleepy Joe and the rest of them clowns wasn't able to get the Irish woman, what's her name? I forgot her name already. Into office. All of a sudden now you're gonna push through Kamala Imhoff. That's her name. All right. So all of a sudden now, since we can't control it, manipulate it, use it as a mind control tool like we do these other platforms. Either you sell it to us so we can control young people, or because thousands and nope, let me get that right. Millions of people took to the street to protest what was going on as far as the genocide in Gaza. And they were communicating through TikTok. Let's back this up a little so we can hear some of the coded language. All right.
Had a warm spot in his heart for TikTok since he believes it helped him with the youth vote. But the law's deadline to sell the app or be banned is set for the day before Trump is inaugurated. TikTok is hoping to delay that deadline. CBS News Supreme Court producer Catherine Cole joins us now. Catherine, on what grounds is TikTok asking the Supreme Court to pause the law?
Well, this is really TikTok's last chance here. If they don't win the Supreme Court appeal, like you said, that deadline to sell comes on January 19th.
Can I ask y'all something? If this is TikTok's last chance, and this is on the level now, this has risen to the level of the Supreme Court. It made it to the Supreme Court. Who the hell do you think control the Supreme Court of the United Snakes of America? You answer that question in your own mind, because y'all already know Professor Griff know. I ain't milquetoast.
So TikTok has asked the Supreme Court, hat in hand, to find that there's a real First Amendment issue with this law. They say,
look, do a Chinese company have any rights in the United States to hide behind or use a First Amendment law? Like those other foreign agencies that are operating in America and don't have to go through this because they control politicians and they pay off politicians and they control not only the Supreme Court, but all the other courts. Check out the fuckery. They take the American taxpayers' dollars, they send a large portion of that money over to them other people. Them other people turn around and take another large portion of that money to buy off politicians here. And it's a sick, twisted, diabolical game that they're playing with you, family.
say that, look, Americans have the right to access the social media platform of their choosing, that this is a free speech right. If they want to speak by uploading videos on TikTok or look at speech by looking at other people's videos, that's their right as Americans. But on the other side of this issue, major national...
Wait. I'm one of 170 million Americans on TikTok. Damn. Damn, 170 million. I don't do the number game, fam, but that's a lot of damn people. This other thing over here, you see this other sign over here? It says TikTok changed my life for the better. Wow. Let's back that up a little. Damn. Back that thing up. Hold on one second.
But on the other side of this issue, major national security concerns. Congress passed this law quite intentionally. They were worried about Chinese control of American data. Remember?
Did I just hear that right? What other foreign entity or government has control of American data or the United States data? Have y'all checked out CNN lately? And anything that comes on CNN or MSNBC and Fox, not Fox, some of these other major news outlets have to go through Jerusalem first and then come back to the United States in order to be broadcast. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? I'm talking to y'all on Instagram right now. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that on Facebook and YouTube? Did you worry about Americans' data? Wow.
About Chinese control of American data. Remember that 170 million Americans have used TikTok and that their usage patterns are available to the Chinese owners. And moreover, that those owners might be manipulating content. And so there's some
manipulating the content. The owners of TikTok who are Chinese might be manipulating the content. And you think that we're supposed to be gullible enough, foolish enough to think that the rest of these platforms are not manipulating? Let me try telling the goddamn truth and see where my URL goes and how it ends up before it reaches you.
real balances to be weighed here, and that's what the court is going to have to take a look at.
And do we have any sense of how the justices could respond to this case, given maybe other rulings that they've had on similar issues?
Yeah, I think the main thing here, you mentioned that Donald Trump has kind of has some evolving political views about TikTok. That's not going to have a role here. I expect that this appeal is going to go quite poorly for TikTok, frankly. The lower court was it was completely unanimous, despite liberal and conservative appointed judges on that panel. I would expect the Supreme Court to see this exactly the same way. TikTok's argument, frankly, isn't that good.
All right, Catherine Cole.
Wow. Wow. So they have until January, the day before he gets inaugurated. And then if so, it might take a minute. TikTok, I believe, is asking for 6 months in order to do what they need to do. So I think it's happening. It's happening right in front of our eyes, fam. TikTok is going to be banned. Listen, I'm not gonna lose no goddamn sleep over TikTok being banned. I don't know about you. We just have, like we always do, as a people that have the energy and the energy and the foresight that we do, we'll just find another way. We always found another way. You understand what I'm saying? We'll create a goddamn app called the African Grapevine, and we'll communicate that way. But black people, we will find a way. Progressive people, that's part of the human family, that speak truth to power, we will find a way. Human family, we will find a way. These diabolical demons want to control all the information. I think it was Henry Berry. Can someone help me find that quote from Henry Berry in the halls of Congress? I believe he was a senator. He said, as far as they're concerned, they've shut off every avenue of light that can enter into the slave mind. I think that's the quote. Matter of fact, let me help me find the damn quote. I think his name is Henry Berry. I'm not sure, family. We're gonna look it up right now in real time. Henry Berry quote. Hold on. Let me see. Help me find. I think it's Henry Berry I believe he said we've shut off every avenue of light that can enter into the slave's mind. Real time. Ah, I found it on Facebook. And that's not coming up. I don't know what they're doing to my Facebook, but hey. All right. I don't know who this brother is, but it says in 1832, Henry Berry, a renowned U.S. senator, made a famous statement in his address to the Virginia House of Delegates, and with reference to the African slave. He was quoted as saying, "We have, as far as possible, closed every avenue of light which may enter into the slave's mind. If we could extinguish the capacity to see the light, our work would be complete." All right, the black slave would then be on the level of a beast. God damn. Shoot. This, I'm getting this from the Sankofa show. Damn. So they've closed off every avenue of light, information that can reach the slave's mind. And it said that their job was to be complete. They would render us to the level of animals, beasts of the field. But if it was not for those brave individuals like Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Noble Drew Ali, and all those individuals, Frederick Douglass and other people, all right, that turned the light on in the black man and woman's mind, all right, so that we wouldn't be looked at as beasts of the field. It's a hell of a damn thing. Wow. Yeah, I've seen the movie Leave This World Behind. Yep. But anyway, if they're on the floor of the Virginia House of Delegates, on the floor, a renowned senator, saying this in public, but that was back in 1832. This is 2024. This is why they had to co-opt the term woke, because they know we were waking up, and TikTok was part of the process for the masses of young people to wake up. Oh, but check this out. We're awake now. The only reason and only people I see that are still asleep are them people that went out and kind of showed they behind for Kamala Harris or Mrs. Imhoff. All right. I got a few more minutes on this broadcast. Let me say this, fam. I'm putting together a concept to bring black men together once a month here in Atlanta. All right. We are going to be based on the popular phrase and term, we'd rather be warriors in a garden than a gardener in a war. This whole idea of us not being able to come together and see one another for who we truly are is a shame. So we need to come together once a month, create an environment so we can talk about the things we need to talk about. All right? Come on, you want to sit next to me? No. Come on. Don't have me turn this camera around. Come on, I was talking about the warriors in the garden. You got yoga clothes on. You want a blanket? I got yoga clothes on. Yeah, about your yoga clothes. I was just telling them about warriors in the garden.
Oh yeah, that's necessary.
Very necessary. How was your class?
Yes.
Man, you got yoga clothes on?
I mean, there's really no such thing as yoga.
Thank
So
you.
let me reframe that. I have clothes on that I was doing yoga. Yeah. There's no yoga.
So you think it's necessary from the perspective of your son-in-law, your nephews, that we as responsible men in the community come together so we can discuss some, and create an environment so we can discuss some of the things that we need to discuss amongst one another to begin to make a difference?
Yeah, it's definitely necessary. Like, if we've been gathering together so much as women, but not so many spaces for men to come together and do the same things on that level. And so, space that we have in, did you tell them where the space is?
No, I didn't get that far yet.
Oh,
You
okay.
walked in as I was talking about it. You want to tell them where the space
The
is?
space is in downtown historic Douglasville, and so it's a space that that we purchased this summer, and for my goddess temple. And so the space, there's a geodesic dome out back for practices. There's the house. It's on a small house in the land, on a small plot of land, and specifically for my teachings and practices and day retreats, workshops, classes. And most of my offerings are primarily geared towards women, women's spirituality, women's health, wellness, etc. But we were like, we still need to have a space for the brothers to gather, because it's an important integral part of moving forward as a healthy whole community, and community is vitally important. Like, we've been conditioned to think that, you know, we good by ourselves and we can go it alone, and we can't. we can, but we can only go so far. And community and community support is vital, vital for our well-being overall. So we were actually created a lecture series some years ago called Warriors in the Garden, where Griff was teaching and I was teaching the women on, won't go all the way into that. However, the idea came through to have that men's at least monthly gathering for now at the temple space in Douglasville, to be able to support the brothers through, because most of the offerings are for women. But so the Warriors in the Garden concept we had already put together some years ago, right?
Right,
So
exactly. And it's not the first
manifestation.
time we were thinking about this, because we wanted to do a unisex retreat. I think we were going to do it in Mexico.
Yeah, Tulum. Yeah, we
In
still
Tulum.
are.
Right, we still are. But my thing is, when reaching out to the sisters, it's a beautiful thing. Sisters show up and support. But reaching out to the brothers, not so much. Not so much. So we have to be able to put a formula together that's going to not only reach the brothers here, we need to reach the brothers here. Right.
Babaji, so I have I had two gurus and two different initiations that are actually that support the practices I teach to women. And Babaji would always say that, the most vital role of men is to be the stable pillars in community, to support all the creation that the women birthed forth. And so part of the Warriors in the Garden objective is to really create and nurture and nourish and cultivate a group of men that are stable pillars in the community.
Right. One sister Nina said
I got my glasses on, so I can't see.
Man, when we get old enough, you can swap out glasses.
Wait, let me see. No, I got mine. I had them over here.
Brothers need to put the pride aside. There's a lot of things we need to put the pride aside. But guess what, Nina? No disrespect, love you to life. But that's something men are going to discuss first. We don't mind taking the advice from the sisters. That's a beautiful thing. Sometimes, even with the pride, we don't like to be told these things. We need to get in the back room to discuss them with one another. With iron sharpen iron. You understand what I'm saying? And I often say, I think I said it over the last few times I broadcast, when Soleil speaks in reference to a lesson that not only myself but the rest of the people in the household need to get, we have to submit and be quiet and listen.
That's a whole teaching that
That's
we can
a-
take
right.
back to the continent, and
Right.
but that's a whole
Some men
nother.
bricks.
That's a whole nother live.
Like who am I to say I'm not going to listen to you because you're teaching a valuable lesson all of us need to hear? Am I filled with that much pride inside of the container of my damn ego that we can't listen to a woman and take instruction? You understand what I'm saying? So in this household, it has to be it has to be a balance. Truth, balance, justice, reciprocity, and order. And we play our role, but we support each other in our roles.
Right.
And we have to understand that. And this is the kind of stuff that men need to talk to men about. Plain and simple. But anyway, that's a whole talk we need to have. Right.
Yeah, that's a whole live. That could be a whole nother live.
So sometime in spring, we're gonna set this off.
Warriors in the Garden?
Yeah.
Yes. Once the space is ready to receive the first, once we consecrate the space and then have the first women's gatherings there, then the Warriors in the Garden will kick off in the spring after the grand opening.
I want the men to come. I want the men to bring their sons. And so we can dialogue. I want you to bring your musical instruments. I want you to bring your spirit. I want you to bring your knowledge, your resources, a little bit of chump change. I want you to bring some other stuff so we can build this thing. All right. Anyway, thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. All right, I'm about to close up out of this thing. Did they see
Kicking me off before you close
it's
up?
about to shut down?
Oh, okay.
Instagram about to shut me down. They only give you an hour. And it's the 1 o'clock hour.
Never know live.
Kalanji only giving me an hour. Anyway, fam, it's Professor Griff, and of course, this is my mate. Should I say soul trained mate? Soul trained. They didn't see us dancing on Rob Mega's thing yet.
You ain't posted.
Yeah, I think I let a few people know. But did you check my video out? Me and Shane finished 4:30 this morning.
Yeah, I was asleep when y'all finished at 4:30. I was getting up at 6:30. You was just coming to bed.
No, I'm trying to creep in the bed, start snoring. She left. I was like, all right. So yeah. Anyway, I'll let you see the video.
Okay.
It's the Ascension.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. This is Professor Griff, and of course, this is Soleil, and this is Black Power Media Reloaded, brought to you by Mr. Kalanji Chaba Chang.
Kalanji.
Thank you.
Wait, Kalanji will tell you a story. He rolled up on me on the grocery store one time in line.
Nah. What was he buying? Pork chops?
Ask him about the story. It was funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him about that. Anyway, Fan Base gives you 2 hours. Johnny E. I'm gonna check out Fan Base as soon as I get off of here.
It's Fan Base. What's his name? My boy.
Isaac Hayes' son?
Yeah, Isaac Hayes.
Yeah, we're gonna check. Wasn't we on Fan Base?
Yeah, Isaac worked together back in the day. No, I don't think we've ever.
We had a meeting with him that time. We're supposed to be on Fan Base. I'm gonna go over to Fan Base and check Fan Base out today. We're gonna make that happen. Anyway, I love y'all to life, fam. It's Professor Grip. I gotta get out of here. Well, Kalanji hit me with some words in a minute because I'm going over my time. I'm gonna see y'all on Wednesday. Thank you all for supporting the platform, and definitely get the last bit of Resurrection Formula.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Give them your website and Serious Mind Brain Tonic. There's only a few bottles left. Give them your website.
Yeah, it's the herbal products are always on Davy Tribe Wellness, DEVI Tribe Wellness.com, and yeah, that probably won't be. Once that's gone, that won't be restocked for probably another month and a half.
Right.
So it takes 6 weeks to make it.
Right. Get the last bit of it, fam. The last bit of the Resurrection Formula. All
That's
right.
for the brothers.
And both.
That's for everybody.
It's for everyone.
And then there's some other women's products on there. A lot of stuff is out of stock, but we'll be restocking for spring. This is the time we slow down. Like, we need to be in sync with the seasons. And so this is the time we really slow down and rest and nurture and nourish and prepare for the upcoming new year in the spring.
Right, in the spring. Not the new year in January, the new year in the spring.
This is rest time. The earth is resting,
right.
So we rest.
That's Debbie Tribe Wellness, DEVI TribeWellness.com. All right? Seriously, I got to get out of here. Kalanji don't get me. I love y'all to life, fam. Peace. Let me see how I end this.
Right before I start asking you for stuff. Because I was going to say I should take me to lunch and get some matcha.
Damn, who wants some matcha? always as I embrace my ascension. I breathe, I inhale and exhale, activating every dimension. I walk this path and I rise beyond all apprehension. I look inward for conviction, growing strong with each and every trial. I find my redemption. I'm in tune. I have a deep spiritual connection, activating all seven senses. I'm developing a deeper comprehension. I'm guided by my soul's direction. I stand as the Creator's plan unfolds in its perfection, only asking for peace and guidance in my ascension.